Alrighty, traders. Alrighty. I think we are good to go. Alrighty, traders. Welcome to another edition of another market update for you. In this session, I'm going to give you a market update on what's going on right now in the stock market, what's happening moving forward, and what's really going on right now, and some really key and interesting things to keep an eye on for. So that's what I'm basically going to be covering in today's session. And let's make sure everything is running on my end here. Alrighty, fantastic, guys, fantastic. So let me just make sure that everything is good on my end here. And then we're going to get straight into it. Alrighty, guys, so it does look like everything is getting ready to go right now. We're getting ready to start today's session. Once again, guys, I'm going to give you a bit of an update on what I'm seeing right now, and some really key and important things to focus on in these markets here. And that's what I basically want to focus on in today's session is going to be the bigger picture, and how to really take away the noise of the data day by day and really have a good read of what's really going on in the markets there. So good morning, everyone. Let me bring up the good old PowerPoint here for a minute here. All right, guys, before I start, do not place a trade based on what you see in this session, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There's no guarantees of making money in the markets, and it takes you a long time to become a good trader in the markets. So I'm seeing something on this. All right, cool. Here we go. All right, so if you guys haven't done yet, make sure you get your free trial to the Master Trader Lab. And I'm also, if you haven't done so, I'm also giving away 1, 2, 3. There's 3 trading courses here and another trading course I'm giving away, and a couple more other bonuses as well too. So if you haven't got that yet, make sure you head on down to mastertraderlab.com to grab your free trial. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into the markets, guys. I want to share with you what's going on right now in the markets. One of the best things that my mentors have helped me understand with the markets is the ability to be able to say, okay, we see the short term here. Okay, we see short term what's really going on right now. We see on the Dow Jones, we've continued to have this sort of move to the upside. We had a strong move down, and now we have another move to the upside. Now, when we're looking at the stock market right now, we are clearly seeing that the market is still in an overall downward trend. We're just having a really nice bear market rally right now, because we are still in this overall downward trend. Now, one of the most important things when reading the charts and understand what's going on in the markets right now is the fact and the ability to really have a good look at those long-term charts. So what you want to do is you want to be able to remove everything from the screen, squeeze your chart up as much as possible, and even bring it back down to the weekly chart. And then what you want to do is when you start to analyze these charts, you start to realize that these long-term trend lines and what's really going on right now starts to really show its face with what's going on in the markets. So what I mean by that is, if I bring up, so this is the Dow Jones right now, I'm going to bring up some trend lines that I've pre-drawn already to share with you what I'm seeing here. So here we go through here. So this bottom trend line down here, we don't need that. But let me walk you through what each of these trend lines represent and what they simply mean. So firstly, the Dow Jones, we can see that we had a nice sort of support down through here, a nice support down through here. We can see how on this weekly chart this is. And the weekly chart is really key to keep an eye for. We bounced off this line here around that 24.50, 25 and a half. And as you can see, right, when we broke that, that's when we had a nice sharp move to the downside. So now we're getting a rally to the upside. So the question you got to ask yourself is that, has the market dynamic changed from having a bearish tone to a bullish tone? And the answer is no, right? We can see how the market has clearly broken this. We've had this low through here. Okay, we've had this low through here. And then what we had is then we had another lower low through here as well too. So that's clearly breaking that low. That's a very weak start of a weak sign on a downward trend, using trend analysis there. But also what you will see here is we're breaking past all these key areas of what I just shared there. But also you can see here that on the Dow Jones, we also can see that we had this trend line coming down through here. So if I open up my chart a bit more, this is the weekly chart, remember, we can see that even if we could rally back up even 24 and a half level, even back up towards this 25 level, and that could still be in this downward momentum, this downward slope through here. So that's what we're looking at there right now. We're getting a nice move back to the upside right now, but nothing has changed with the dynamics of these markets. And this is one thing. It's so one of my mentors really taught me small picture, big picture, small picture, big picture. Small picture is the day-by-day process. The big picture is really getting an idea of what the footprint, what's going on with the buyers and sellers. So many people just focus on something like this. And that's okay for looking for entries. But if you're trying to get a gauge of what's really going on with this market, squeeze your chart up and do, and so on and so forth. So by looking at this market through here, and by understanding what's really going on with this market, one thing we can see here, okay, one thing that we can see is exactly that. But now if you have a look at this green line here, this green line is a significant area of resistance that I identified on the yearly chart. So that means this whole area through here, 24.50 to 25, is a major key area of resistance that I'm expecting on that yearly chart. So right now, as I speak, remember, we only can trade what we see, never what we think, hope, or fear. So when we're looking at the market right now, all I see is this market breaking down past clear previous support levels, and now we're getting a rally back up, and we're still stuck in. You can see this trend line down that I got through here, from there to there. It's still stuck in this. We're still in this downward leg on this weekly chart. Yes, we're getting volatility, but that's what you get in the market, right? You get a drop down, you get a pullback, you get a drop down. So nothing has changed here on the Dow Jones. If I go and do the exact same thing for the S&P, you can see exactly what happened here on the S&P. We had this starter point down through here, and then we got a bounce off through here, and then we got a bounce off through here and through here as well. Look what actually happened with this trend line here. This is why it's so important to look at trend lines. Look what happened. As soon as we broke this trend line, this whole area became what? Became resistance. Once it broke it, hit it once, hit it twice, and broke off. Now that's the weekly chart there, and now we've come back down, and now we're just having what? We're having a nice move back to the upside, which we're still in, as you can see, right? If I draw my trend line correctly through here, we're still in this downward channel, this downward leg, and we're just getting a nice bear market strong rally. So this is the truth of what's going on right now. If you remove all the clutter and all the crap and everything that you see that's happening in the markets right now, you can see that that's exactly what's going on. We're getting just a nice bear market rally. Yes, we're breaking past. We're having a nice rally through here, but once again, we had a significant lower low. All right, we had this low through here, and we had this significant lower low through here, as you can see, right? So by utilizing that and by understanding that and by seeing that, you know that the market has shifted through here. And it's so important to keep an eye on that big picture. And even if we get a little rally or a big rally, you've got to keep an eye on this big picture here, because that's telling you what is the overall tune of this particular market. And right now, we're still in a very bear market through here. There is nothing bullish about this. And so once again, my green line through here on the S&P, that is a significant level of resistance that I identified from my yearly chart that we're likely to find a lot of resistance at. Now, will it get there? I don't know. But as you can see, there is nothing bearish about this weekly chart. And that weekly chart does take an effect, but it may take a week. It may take a few weeks to a month to take into an effect. On that daily chart, got the small picture. Weekly chart, the big picture. The big picture is really what you want to be flowing with, because as you can see, right, in the past when the market's clearly stair-stepping higher, you never want to fight that, because yes, we may get some pullbacks, but the highest probability trades is when the market is in the moving in the direction of that trend. So when we're looking at that, and the same for the NASDAQ as well too, look at the NASDAQ. This is really, really key through here. Look at this here on the NASDAQ. So this is once again, this is the NASDAQ weekly. And this is why it's so important to keep an eye on that big picture, right? We had a starter point down here. We found support through here, found support through here, and we had a couple of touches through here and through here. And look what actually happened when we broke this trend line. We came down, we came up and rejected it once, and then we came back up and rejected it almost twice, and then we've had this move down. Now we've rallied back up. Look where we are right now in the NASDAQ, right at the top of this level here. where the top of this trend line comes in. And once again, this green area, this green line through here is once again the resistance that I got from that yearly chart. So the NASDAQ right now is right in the middle of this major key area of resistance where we are right now. And so if you remove all the clutter, remove all the crap, remove of everything that you think about what's happening in the markets right now and really focus. As a trader, we're focusing on probability. And the only thing we can utilize to trade with is what's happening right now in front of our face. We can never trade based on what we think or hope or fear is going to happen in the markets because we have no idea. No one knows. And the only thing we can do to stack the probability on our side is trade what we see, not what we think, hope, or fear. And right now, what I see is that, yes, we're getting a nice rally. If I look at this daily chart, yes, we're getting a nice, big, strong rally, but nothing has changed. Once again, if I take everything off the screen here, you can see here we've had a high, lower high, lower high, a nice drop down, a nice rally back up. Nothing has changed yet. And so for me personally, when I talk about probability, the longevity in the markets that I've had over the last 15 years, and I'll have for another 15 years, is based on never trying to go against what the market is telling me. Yes, we may get some strong bear market rallies, but in the midst of all that, you never want to fight that trend. You never, ever want to fight that downtrend. You never want to fight that trend overall. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you in today's session, guys. I wanted to really give you an eye on that. You want to remove your opinion as much as possible and say, okay, chart, tell me what's going on. Because that's the only thing we have. Remember, we trade the chart. We trade the price. We don't trade a theory. We don't trade a fundamental, because that fundamental may take months or even potentially even years to kick in, right? Fundamentally, some of the cryptos are really, really, really good. But they've been hammered for the last 12 months. You know what I mean? Like, we cannot trade based on a white paper or a research or a video or what you think, oh, the market's going to crash, therefore silver and gold's going up. You can never, ever, ever trade based on that. And as you can see, right, all we have right now, and if your longevity is your ability to be able to stay with the market and get involved with the market when it comes to just being patient and never, ever, ever, ever fighting the market there. That's what you want to do, and that's what you want to be able to be involved with there. So once again, guys, you don't want to fight, especially that weekly chart. If that weekly chart is telling you something like we are right now, you never want to fight that. You never, ever, ever want to fight that. And I've had I had one person just recently come to me and said, John, I've been listening to your videos for the last few months and you've been telling me not to fight this downward trend right now. And I did, and I lost $170,000 in 3 months. So therefore, it's just like, because the probability, right? Remember, we never know what's going to happen, but the probability of anything happening in the market is based on just going with that trend, going with the market, not fighting the market, but going with the market. So that's basically what we're looking at there, and what's going on right now in the market there. So I'm just going to answer some questions right now, guys. If you haven't done so yet, guys, make sure you go to mastertraderlab.com to grab your free trial, plus also grab these 6 awesome bonuses as well too. So I'm going to leave that on the screen there. Bit of promotion for my membership. I'm giving you a free trial anyway. So, and it's $6 if you want to stay, by the way, guys. Let me actually bring up now. Let me now go and share with you I'm just going to answer some questions now, guys. So if you have any questions, guys, put them in the chat box, and I'll be gladly to help you out when it comes to that. So once again, just do that right now. I'm going to go through the questions there. So good morning, Yanni. Fantastic. I use quarterly and monthly trend lines such as huge support and resistance lines, in my opinion. Orpheus, I think going back to those charts are okay, but the weekly chart seems to be the sweet spot because you don't want to go too far out. The reason why is because if you're a trader of the market and you're trying to capitalize on movements, you know, and maybe you're a short-term trader, maybe looking to get in and get out, even within a few weeks or a month or two, you don't going out to those levels there is a bit too far out. See, for me, I'm a 1 to 5 day trader, or sometimes I'll hold up for a few weeks or more. So therefore, I'm using the charts relevant to that trading, meaning the weekly charts and daily charts. Now, yes, if I was looking for a longer term move, I'd use my monthly charts and I'd use my weekly charts to gauge what's going on through there. So that's what you're doing there. Bulls are making bank, bruh. How you doing, Trent? My man. What do you think of the sell-off today in the last hour? It wasn't much of a sell-off. It wasn't much of a sell-off in the last hour today. If I have a look at the Dow Jones and I go to the daily chart, there wasn't really much of a sell-off in the last hour. As you can see on this daily chart, it was absolutely just nothing on the chart. We may have had a little bit of a sell-off, but that's not really a key indication there. Yeah, so what you really want to focus on is that long-term picture there. Tyler Gray, great video. You make it so easy and simple. Hey, Nick, man. Fantastic, man. Yeah, all you want to do is do that. You know, we can never know, like with these bear market rallies, you never know how long these bear market rallies are going to be, right? But you want to say, okay, what is the tune? So you want to ask yourself still, what is the tune of this overall market here? Is the tune still bearish, or is the tune now starting to change? Because that's all we have, right? And yes, the market can change. It's true. We can go from a bearish tone to a bullish tone. And we as traders have to mold and bend with that. Right now, we're still getting a nice rally, but still having a very bearish tone in that there. So that's basically what's going on through there. How about those banks? Totally smashed expectations. Trent, they did, and I saw that, like for example, with Goldman Sachs today. But you know, if you have a look at Goldman Sachs, what's really going on with Goldman Sachs here? Once again, what's going on with Goldman Sachs? Yes, we're getting a rally here, but what's really going on overall? Let's look at that weekly chart. All we're doing is we're getting a nice rally because we've been selling off for you know, we went from 270 down to 160, and now we're getting a rally through here. So with that being said, there's no real overall tune chain. If I actually draw my trend lines through here once again, you can see that we're still in this overall bear market movement, and this rally here could be very short-lived. So once again, yes, we're getting a rally through, but we've been going down for quite some time as well too. So you would expect, when the market drops quite a fair bit, you would expect the market to rally, to have a rally back through there. So I did see that with Goldman Sachs when I was doing my trading today. When is the move going to end, in your opinion? Thin bull move. Yeah, that's the question, right? We don't know. But what I truly believe in, and what I'm saying right from the weekly charts, is that we will start to see a downturn, but we don't know when. But when it happens, it's probably going to be another sharp drop down to probably the lows. So if I'm looking at the Dow Jones as an example, we'll probably get down, or even the S&P 500. We'll probably have another nice sharp drop down to probably make a double bottom, maybe even a slight lower low through there. So this rally here has been a lot bigger than I originally thought it would be, but we're still at those key areas. Nothing really has changed. So yes, we may be getting a bounce right now, and everyone may be getting very optimistic again. But you watch. That's what the market does. It gets everyone optimistic, gets everyone thinking that the market's going to go back up, and then bam, they slam it on you. It always happens. Alrighty, so NASDAQ major support on resistance on downtrend line. There is no, if I look at the NASDAQ here, there really is no, like if I bring up maybe the daily chart, there was a bit of support and resistance where that sort of 6,200 was there, and we had a rally, but nothing really. When we start to roll over, we should be ultimately heading back down towards these levels through here, this 5,200 level. Now that may take 12 months to happen. What are the chances of making a market just rally all the way, ignoring resistance? That could actually happen, right? That can happen. Anything can happen in the markets. This is one thing about being a trader, guys, is it's never been bullish or bearish the markets, but your view comes from what the market is telling you right now. Your view comes from what the market is doing right now. And so that's basically what you want to look at there. That's basically what you want to see and what you want to do. So so you always just want to be analyzing what the market is telling you and what the market's doing right now. If the tune changes, then we have to change with it. That's all that matters, guys. We can never trade based on, well, we think it's going to rally back up to resistance. You don't need to know what's going to happen to make money. All you need to know is what's happening right now and having a nice entry signal based on going with the markets. And if there's no entry signal, then just don't trade. Goldman Sachs went down 50% before it came back high. Investors lost tons of money in the last few months. Yeah, well, people that were just buy and hold, yeah, and they had no idea about reading charts. Like if you were saying like Goldman Sachs, you know, people that were investing in Goldman Sachs, they should have seen this big move through here. So when it started to break 210, they should have been a bit nervous through there. Fed is unwinding balance sheet and they are on course to raise rates. Can Dow Jones still do 3,200 or something crazy like that? I want to short this market so bad. Thanks for your info. Well, I understand you want to short this market right now and you want to be short this market right now. But the thing is that if you're getting in based on what you think is a good idea, once again, if you think it's a good idea because you just want to short it because you think the market's going to crash or we're going to have a nice move down again, then that's the wrong thinking there. Because yes, anything can happen. No one knows what's going to happen. The only reason why you should be entering the market is based on a proven plan that you believe in. That's all. Or you understand what's happening in the markets right now and you've got a really good read on what's happening. And then you also use exit points as well too, because anything can happen. Dropped to 200 SMA on weekly. Yes, the SPY did. Yes, that's exactly right. Thanks, bud. No problem, man. Do you think this will go up until March, then crash? TNT, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. It may continue up where it is right now. It may or may not. So yeah, so that's basically what I see through there. What you want to look at, guys, is that one of the biggest things that stops people in the market, they think they have to be right to be rich in the markets. You don't have to be right to be rich. A lot of people think, well, I need to know where the bottom is. I need to know where the top is. I need to know where the exact turn is and so on and so forth. What you need is you just need a system that you know that's going to generate more. You just need a system that you follow every single time. Your longevity in the markets, guys, is never going to come from, I'm giving you a general market update right now, but your longevity is going to come from your ability to be able to be consistent, disciplined, and patient and trade in the plan that you believe in. That simply means that the last 10 trades should have the exact same rules. And not getting into and not trading something and then suddenly, you know, 3 days later, you're like, oh, well, this doesn't work anymore. Let me go change it. I trade Forex and it looks like risk on is in play again. Market might rally on any pullback. CH, what you want to do is you're talking about the Forex market. If you're talking about the Forex market and the stock market together, you don't want to do that. You want to analyze that individual market. See, when I trade the Forex market, and I do, when I trade the Forex market, I'm analyzing that market for what it's telling me right now. Not, well, I think the Canadian dollar is going to rise, so therefore I'm going to trade the US dollar, do this. Like, no. What's the US dollar doing? Do I have a signal? Yes or no? Then simple as that. So a lot of people really have that thing about, oh, well, I think this is going to happen based on this. Stock market's going to crash, so let me buy natural gas stocks. Stock market's going to crash, let me buy gold mining stocks. It's a bad way to go. You're digging yourself in a massive hole there. I know what's going to happen. Trent, right on. Thanks for sharing the knowledge. No problem, man. Thanks for letting me join. No problem. No problem. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's it for me. I am done for today. Glad to see you guys. Have an amazing day, guys. Make sure you head on down to mastertraderlab.com to grab your free trial. And I will catch you guys next time. Thanks, guys.